Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. This morning, I'm probably going to do, 15, 20 minutes or so of a short video. I tried to go live on TikTok, but please do subscribe to Citizen AY on TikTok as well. Follow us on TikTok, on YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube as you're watching us live right now. We'd really appreciate you doing that for us. Let's just see. I need to just check something with that. So we would like you to really help us in sort of showing, by subscribing to us on YouTube. You are looking at the timeline. The live picture that you're seeing is 15 seconds, 14 seconds, 13, 14 seconds, 12 seconds, 18 days, 22 hours, 9 minutes, and 8 seconds to the beginning, to the fraudulent 1999 elections. And it's very important we talk about this at length. And I want to bring this to your attention urgently. If you're not discussing, if you're not in this discussion, I suggest you join us and let's really crack on. When you get this broadcast, share it. This broadcast is going to try and expose the fraud to let you know that the system is designed to ensure that you never get local government autonomy. The system is designed to ensure you never get local government autonomy. And the actions of the House of Assembly is controlled by those who impose that constitution on you. It's very important you understand that. So before we go ahead and do that, let's go and listen to this song. I want you to listen to this song. Very important. It's a song I've written. It's called How Long Will I Go So Far? It's on iTunes, it's on Spotify. You can download it, share it. We are suffering in that contraption and we need to wake up. And this song is designed to wake us up. Have a listen. Citizen AY. My people, I throw it hello. Hey. Make me hear. Determination. How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this so far? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this so far? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this so far? How long? Constitution for your head, yo. That's all. Abdul Salam na fake man. Na military man can't tell you na say una get constitution. No be lie. Na lie, yo. Na fake, na fraud, oh. That yeah constitution. Na him then they claim close to na eye, yo. Make una wake up. Make una wake up, oh. Sharp. How long? How long
But Peter Obi no be the solution. Now the solution, now be the solution. Make una wake up, make una wake up. Time down knock, bagang. Be Yoruba man, you be Biafran. I want make una know say self-determination now your right you. How long? How long una go this suffer? How long? Gonna go this suffer? How long? Gonna go this suffer? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? Yoruba land na your land yo. Middle belt na your land yo. Hausa land na your land yo. Biafra land na your land yo. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. La 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 la. Oh.
Yes, no be Nigeria. May una wake up. So thank you very much for that. That track, as I said, is available on iTunes and Spotify. You can download it, for less than £1. Those of you who are abroad, I know of course at home, you will be helping to build and grow Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, because we are invested emotionally, physically, mentally, in all ways in ensuring that we, the people, our voices get heard, and we work together to achieve self-determination. So you will be helping us by getting that download. Go ahead and download it and share it to family and friends. The message in it is very clear. I will be doing an official video on that sometime soon. That's either during these elections or even beyond, because the message must carry. That message is present. It's very, very much relevant to what is happening now. So let's proceed. Okay, so now, what I want you to now focus on this topic here is the federal government's refusal to grant autonomy to local government. The federal government's refusal to grant financial autonomy to local government. Now let's listen. Please do share. Here we go. So I'm going to have this playing in the background, so you will be hearing that. So, because again, to remind us, we need to take action. How long will now go this off? How long? So please, when you get this podcast, please do share. Don't forget to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube and subscribe, hit the notification button, and give us a thumbs up. Here we go. Have a listen.
27 States House of Assembly forwarded their resolutions on 35 constitution amendment bills to the National Assembly. Now, these bills have been in the 36 state houses of assembly since early 2022, where state legislators were to examine the bills, vote on them, and return them to the National Assembly, where the bills would then be sent to President Buhari for assent. Now, although 27 state parliaments have voted and returned to the National Assembly these constitutional bills, one critical bill was not passed, and that's the Constitutional Amendment Bill to ensure financial and administrative autonomy for local government councils. We had a chat.
That is the bill. I want you to listen again. One very critical bill was not passed. It was not passed by the local government. 27 local governments refused to pass the bill to give local governments autonomy. 27. So when they tell you that they are trying to work for you, the same people who are telling you to go and vote, they have refused. They have refused. Again, I'm telling you, they have refused to pass the local government autonomy go to the National Assembly for them to now, for the House of Reps and the Senate to debate. But it's not of the doing of the House of Assemblies alone. This is this instruction from the people who created this fraudulent 1999 constitution. You need to understand that they don't want any changes to that, because it will scupper all of their plans to take over the entire nation, to fulanize and take over the entire nation. We need to wake up. Now let's listen on again. Let's listen to what she said here again.
with a public analyst, Mr. Chibuzo Okereke.
Hang on. Let me just go back again.
22, where state legislators were to examine the bills, vote on them, and return them to the National Assembly, where the bills would then be sent to President Buhari for assent. Now, although 27 state parliaments have voted and returned to the National Assembly these constitutional bills, one critical bill was not passed, and that's the Constitutional Amendment Bill to ensure financial and administrative autonomy for local government councils. We had a chat with a public analyst, Mr. Chibuzo Okereke, to discuss some of these constitutional amendment bills passed by state parliaments and their refusal to grant financial autonomy to local government councils.
The Constitution is our ground norm. It is the compass by which every arm of government operates.
Did you hear that? Is the function by which every arm of the government operates. You know, it is the foundation of a nation, and that's why we're telling you that they did not, within that constitution. Again, let me put in here. I'm going to put in a quick thing here. Let me just quickly go down to you. I want you to see this yourself so that you can see. As we're talking about it, I don't want to just talk alone. I want you to have the information to hand so that you understand what was being said here. So because it's very important. The fraudulent 1999 constitution. I'm going to change that and add more things to it. So let's go to page 13 of that fraud. The page 13 of it now quickly. Go to page 13 within Citizen AY, the platform will speak truth to power. And here's the bit I want you to look at. Within here, 76B. The House of Assembly of a state shall make provisions, only provisions, they're not mandated, for statutory allocation of public revenue to local government councils within the state. They are not mandated, and they don't want that to change. Those who impose this constitution, the military men who impose this, don't want that to change because they want to be able to control and take whatever they want from any local government area at any point in time. So that's what he's talking about there in context. Now let's carry on.
In fact, that you are a Nigerian is according to as it is defined in the Constitution. So that is how important that document is. So,
did you hear? This fraudulent document, because they wrote it, that's what they used to oppress and suppress us in our land. It's important we woke up. I'm going to show you that document again. That's the fraudulent 1999 constitution that you're looking at. But the part that relates to the local government area is where I'm looking at here. So the House of Assembly will only make provisions. They're not mandated within the constitution to ensure that the local government receives funds. Indeed, the local government have no constitutional powers, and that's the point that's been made here. And every 4 years, they keep coming with this excuse. And it is time we change it. The only way you can change it is via a publicized referendum where the people are involved in the process. We no longer trust the government, and that's what we're talking about. So let's carry on with that discussion.
When we observe that the state assemblies have now made their resolutions and started turning in their report back to the National Assembly, I was particularly excited about it. But again, when you interrogate the outcome of what transpired there, you're also taken aback as whether we are ready to develop the country, because almost all aspects of local government, autonomy, development, being a third tier of, recognized as a third tier of government, all of them, failed. But from...
Did you hear? All of them failed. But yet, these people are telling you to vote. The people who voted down, they voted down the autonomy for local government, and they are asking you to vote. It's a fraud. Your vote is countless. Your vote is countless. If you want to be really, really honest and clear about this, your vote is meaningless. You just heard it. Listen to the words he said again.
That document is. So, when we observe that the state assemblies have now made their resolutions and started turning in their report back to the National Assembly, I was particularly excited about it. But again, when you interrogate the outcome of what transpired there, you're also taken aback as whether we are ready to develop the country, because almost all aspects of local government, autonomy, development, being a third tier of, recognized as a third tier of government, all of them, failed. But we started with 68.
All of them failed. They are doing everything in their power. Those who are in power are doing everything in their power to make sure that local government never gets autonomy. It's not by accident, it's by design. It's not by accident, it's by design.
8 items in the alteration proposal. Then the National Assembly passed 44 and transmitted. And I think 35 has been returned successfully now from about 27 states, which already has met the 20.
But the fundamental one, which is local government authority, has never been passed by the House of Assembly at the instruction of those in power. The Senate, the House of Reps, the government itself. The entire system is geared to ensuring and undermining the local government autonomy. They ensure they never get it. That's what we need to understand. So your vote is meaningless. Meaningless. Without local autonomy, there can be no development. Without local autonomy, there can be no development. I'm putting that to you firmly. Listen on.
For state mark, even though we have about nine that didn't pass, but most prominent amongst them is this issue of local government autonomy.
Listen.
And everybody knows that everything happens at the local government.
I think that's even one of the reasons why the Ninth Assembly decided to do the process this way, to put them as individual bills.
Yeah.
So if he disagrees with one of them, as it was in the past, the whole thing will not be an exercise in futility in one fell swoop, but he could actually, select some so that the whole process is not, a waste. And so, with what has happened,
let's listen to that big.
Returned successfully now from about 27 states, which already has met the 24 state mark. Even though we have about nine that didn't pass, but most prominent amongst them is this issue of local government autonomy.
Listen.
And everybody knows that everything happens at the local government.
I think that's even one of the reasons why the Ninth Assembly...
Did you hear? Everything happens at the local government. So when everything happens at local government and they have got no autonomy, the system is designed that way. You need to wake up. I showed a picture yesterday. I'm going to try and show you something in between. How can I do this now? Anyway, I'll talk about it. It's best I just talk about it. The local government areas were redrawn by the military to give more power to the north. They have more local government areas than the people. And the more local government area you have, the more funds you get. And they are taking away the funds without any, without having the people on ground to reflect that, which is all geared to ensure that power remains in the north. And they don't want the local government authorities to be able to change things, because they know that if the local government have autonomy, they can begin to determine the resources in their own land, the mineral resources in their ground, to use to benefit their people. But as it is, without autonomy, the federal government can go into any local government area and tap into local mineral resources without having to pay the fair amount for whatever they're taking out of the soil of the local government, local people. And that is why local government autonomy is fundamental. Fundamental. I want you all to understand this. Your voting on the 25th of February without local government autonomy is meaningless. And this happens every 4 years. That's why we're saying it's time for self-determination. Self-determination and public, transparent referendum. Public, transparent referendum where everybody will be part of the process. Every local government area, you must be involved in this. We need to carry out this campaign, and I'm going to be setting up something about that, because this is the area that we have to tackle. These people are asking you to vote, and they are the same people who have voted down the autonomy that you need to get better governance. That tells you that it's fraudulent from top to bottom. Listen on.
We decided to do the process this way, to put them as individual bills.
Yeah.
So if he disagrees with one of them, as it was in the past, the whole thing will not be an exercise in futility in one fell swoop, but he could actually, select some so that the whole process is not, a waste. And so, With what has happened with this amendment process and all, do you think that this method of amending the Constitution, this, some would say, a piecemeal method, is the best way to go about this?
For the moment, it could be tenable. But if you look at the argument around the Constitution, it's such that we need a brand new Constitution.
Did you hear what I just said? I said we need a brand new Constitution, but they won't talk about this. They don't want you to know this. Your voting, I told you, voting in any elections right now is meaningless, because what we need is a new Constitution. Your vote is meaningless. Meaninless. You had the analyst on channels, Chibuzo Okereke, talking about this. But they don't want you to do this. And that you're going to vote is an exercise in futility. Peter Obi knows it. Emiloko knows it. Atiku, they all know. Because the central thing is they want to maintain and ensure that local government never has autonomy. That's the goal. And that is what the Constitution was designed to do from the beginning. And that is why that Constitution is fraudulent, and we need to bring it down. We have to go for self-determination. We have to go for a public, transparent referendum where every local government is involved in drawing up a new constitution, in drawing up, taking part in the process of referendum. Public, open in the public. Like I said, this constitution was written in the closed room with none of us there. Nobody. There was no representation of the local people. They imposed this on us, and that's the fraud. So listen to the words he said again. Listen to the words he said.
With what has happened with this amendment process and all, do you think that this method of amending the Constitution, this, some would say, a piecemeal method, is the best way to go about this?
For the moment, it could be tenable. But if you look at the argument around the Constitution, it's such that we need a brand new Constitution. It's not as if a brand new Constitution is going to make significant change in the attitude of the political leaders who operate the Constitution. No, but it's going to confer a certain psychology of ownership on the people that this is document.
Exactly. When you have financial autonomy for your local government area, the local government will now say the people will be able to get involved and hold that institution, that local government to account. As it is, you can't hold them to account because they have no constitutional powers. That's the key difference. Your voting is meaningless. I'm telling you right now. Voting in the elections right now is meaningless. The first place to do is to get a constitution redrawn right now. And the process right now is we need to begin to act on that collectively right now, because your voting will not change this fraudulent constitution. It will not. It's just going to impose it on you yet again.
We actually created it through a plebiscite for us, to govern, ourselves. Unlike the current situation where people believe this document was just thrown at them from the military down to...
What did I say? I said this document was written by the military. He's confirming it. Look, you are watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. I don't need to lie. I'm speaking the truth, and it's being confirmed live on air as you're watching me. Please subscribe to Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. We urge you, help us here. Help us grow this platform. We need this information to reach more and more people. Do not be silent. The work that we must do right now is public, transparent referendum. A public, transparent referendum where every local government is involved in drawing up and partaking in a referendum that is not going to be overseen, controlled by the center. We, the people, are going to decide our own fate. Because controlling from the center is what they've done here. The military document is what is being used to rule us till today, and we need to dismantle it. Let's carry on.
What we have.
Yeah, that seems to be an exciting, a thought towards making this process, more leaner and more efficient. And then there's been this talk that there's a lot of money that's appropriated for the constitutional amendments exercise. Do you think, this has been cost effective so far?
Well, we'll wait and see.
They're trying to have a mini. I'm not going to go further more. I'm not going to go further than that. What I want you to focus on now, we're going to stop this. I'm going to stop this that thing there. Stop this broadcast there, because I want you to understand that 27 local governments, they had the opportunity to empower the very people that they are asking to vote, to empower them via local government autonomy. That, okay, now we're asking you to vote. For you to vote, your local government has autonomy. Now, if anything goes wrong in your local government, you can hold them to account. They took that power away. They took it away at the instruction of the military powers who imposed the 1999 constitution on you. Ahmed Lawan was saying, we have done our job. You haven't done any job. The people, a nation where the people have there is no third tier that you can hold to account. You haven't done your job. All you've done is to continue to oppress the people that you're supposed to be serving. So I'm saying categorically, those of you listening, listen to the words that was said here. Listen here. Listen to this. Then I'll wrap it up.
Right to the Constitution. No. But it's going to confer a certain psychology of ownership on the people that this is document, we actually created it through a plebiscite for us, to govern, ourselves. Unlike the current situation where people believe this document was just thrown at them from the military down to what we have.
Yeah, that seems to be.
So that is exactly the point. Now she's trying to move the discussion away. That is the point at which there's no more discussion to be had on this topic. Okereke has said it, and I've said before that this constitution was imposed by the military. Until we, the people, are involved in that process, nothing will work. Your PVC will not save you. It's local government autonomy that we need. So I maintain that, and please, when you get this video, share it. I want you to, how can I put it? I want you to go back again. One final thing I will show you on this is to just know that the most that any of the local government can expect is for the state to make provisions. They're not mandated, and there is nowhere within this constitution that power has been conferred to the local government, and the opportunity to do so was voted down. 27 local government authorities and 27 house assemblies voted down local autonomy. So your voting is meaningless, because if they wanted your vote to be effective, then that would mean that now that they voted, they should have voted to allow for local autonomy. That way, when you vote, you can now hold the local autonomies to account, rather than trying to go and speak to the states, which is impossible. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I hope this makes sense. When you get this podcast, please do share. We're not interested in title tattle here. We want to enlighten the community, and we are going to be doing some steps on this, taking some critical steps. Watch for more updates on this, where we are going to focus on how we are going to enlighten the local government to people to begin to put pressure on the House of Assembly that, look, this is not acceptable. We need our local autonomy. If you are asking me to vote and you are straight away taking away the powers I need to be able to hold the local government to account, that's fraud. If you are asking me to get my PVC, but then you vote down the right, my right as a local person to have a local government that I can hold to account, that is fraudulent. That is what we need to be explaining to our people. So this is not done by any long shot. That election is a sham, is a fraud. You've seen the evidence of what I've said here. Please don't leave this to yourself. Share this broadcast. I will come back and talk about this in Yoruba as well. But now, I want you to please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. You'll be helping getting this message out there, that this election is meaningless, is fraudulent, in the face of 27 House of Assemblies voting down the autonomy that is needed in local governments. It is a farce. This election is a farce. It is meaningless. Nothing will change. So please subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. When you get this broadcast, please share. The information it contains is very, very important, and we need this to reach as many people as possible. We need to begin to change our mindset. The conditioning we've been placed on has gone on long enough. We need to dismantle it together. Together we'll achieve this. But please share this broadcast. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you, and bye for now. I'll be back later on. Bye for now.